Disney comedy on Monday morning and a Great Dane with an identity crisis in The Ugly Dachshund at 10:30. And identities are confused tonight on BBC One as Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito play twins at 6.
We fancied some of them.
Let's just set the record straight that we have never had an offspring relation.
No.
A creep.
I could really fancy her, Nige. She's so stroppy.
Oh, God, you're so gorgeous. I'm doing a scene with Tucker.
We hated others.
You flippin' don't call me a monkey either.
Why not?
And some were a bit sad.
Oh, I smell.
But what did they do after they left school?
Why do people from Grange always end up next to us?
Oh, no, he's playing my brother. Oh, knock him.
New Year's Day at 5:05 on BBC One.
Saturday night on BBC One means an indecent proposal at Grace Brothers.
I demand that you take down your underwear immediately.
Feature-length Double Trouble at 6 with Arnie and Danny in Twins.
You're comedians.
We're kind of a surprise.
I'll bet you are.
Hold on to your didgeridoo at 7:40. Rolf's drawing much-needed lottery cash to community projects in Guildford.
Had a great Christmas? Join me on the National Lottery this Saturday.
Holby General is pushed to breaking point in Casualty at 8:05.
Propane under pressure. We're in big trouble.
Sharon and Tracy are flying high at 9:25 in Birds of a Feather. And with Mrs. Merton pushed to the Merry Maximus at 10:15.
I know you. You're a crafty cow.
That's the look of Saturday night on BBC One.
From rags to riches in 5 minutes as Tommy Steele goes from shop assistant to mover in society. But will he spare a thought, let alone a sixpence, for his childhood sweetheart? The summary of the news first on BBC One with Hugh Edwards.
Good afternoon. A leading loyalist prisoner, Billy Wright, has been shot dead inside the Maze prison near Belfast. He was apparently killed by fellow inmates from the breakaway Republican group, the INLA. 3 men have now been arrested in connection with the shooting.
The shooting happened around 10 o'clock this morning. Apparently Billy Wright was in the yard of H Block 6 on his way to his regular Saturday morning visit with relatives when he was shot a number of times by other prisoners, apparently members of the Republican splinter group, the INLA.
Each Block 6, in fact, on one side you have LVF prisoners and the other side you have INLA prisoners. And my information is two INLA prisoners come over the roof onto the yard this morning when the loyalist prisoner was going on a visit and opened fire on him. Also opened fire on staff as well. Fortunately, none of them were injured.
Billy Wright was the leading force behind the loyalist splinter group, the LVF. The other loyalist paramilitaries put him under a death threat last year, after which he appeared on a platform with the then DUP MP, William McRae.
And Dennis Murray joins us now from Belfast. Dennis, it's clearly a very, very serious lapse in security. What is the political response so far?
Well, politicians have universally condemned this murder, but I mean, let's be clear about the context of this. I don't think anyone's in any doubt what Billy Wright stood for. It's pretty well accepted that he did a series of media interviews in the guise of King Rat, the leading loyalist terrorist in the Mid-Ulster area. That's why there was so much nationalist and Republican criticism when William McRae appeared on the same platform with him last year. However, the politicians this time are completely united in their condemnation of it. They all see it as an attempt to subvert the peace process. And of course, very major questions have to be asked about security in the prison. A Republican escaped from the jail just before Christmas. Now there's been a murder of a leading loyalist committed inside it just after Christmas. Very embarrassing for the government. Major questions have to be asked.
Dennis, thanks very much indeed. The German government is set to pay compensation to around 20,000 survivors of the Holocaust who now live in Eastern Europe. The deal means that Jews living mainly in Russia and Ukraine will receive monthly pensions. Until now, Germany has refused to make regular payments to survivors of the concentration camps. The state rooms at Windsor Castle have reopened to the public 5 years after they were badly damaged by fire. The renovations have cost over £37 million.
Since the gates of Windsor opened this morning, a steady stream of visitors has been arriving for their first glimpse of the restored state apartments. Inside the historic St George's Hall, it was hard to imagine this was once the scene of such a devastating fire. The blaze in 1992 had left behind only a blackened ruin. But after 5 years of work costing almost £37 million and involving the skills of thousands of people, the restoration effort was more than enough to impress today's first visitors.
We've been coming to Windsor Castle for a lot of years, and this is a very, very exciting room to look at now. The restoration is superb.
This is awesome. That would be a normal American word, awesome.
I'm amazed that there's still craftsmen around that can do work like this.
Before the restoration, Windsor was attracting more than 1 million people a year. That's a figure that now seems certain to increase. Gary Duffy, BBC News, Windsor.
And that's it for now. We'll be back with the latest news for you at 5:15.
Good afternoon to you. It's a much quieter day overall. We've got fairly brisk northwesterly winds spreading showers across the country, but things are set to change just beyond the horizon. You can see more wet and windy weather returning by Tuesday. That's indicative of gales or even severe gale force winds and some heavy driving rain returning as we approach the year's end. Now, we've seen plenty of showers this morning. It's a little bit more complicated than that, though. We've seen some rather wet weather, actually, this morning around the Greater Manchester area, down through Cheshire, North Wales, and into the North Midlands. You can see how that band of cloud and rain is still moving south-eastwards. It's now raining across in Norfolk and through Cambridgeshire, too. So you can expect a discrete area of cloud and outbreaks of rain to continue the way south-eastwards during the rest of today. Elsewhere, some sunshine around, but still some rather wintry showers up on the higher ground, and frequent wintry showers affecting northwestern Scotland continuing into tonight. A chilly wind, as I say, temperatures typically 7 to 9 degrees. Maybe 1 or 2 mist patches around tonight, but I think the icy patches on the roads are the main thing as temperatures tumble away pretty close to freezing in some parts of the country. Goodbye.
These girls mean business.
I don't intend staying a bog cleaner for the rest of my life.
Although if one finds one's niche.
New jobs and a new man.
I'd really like you both to come.
Any room for a little one, Roger?
No!
An old flame for...
Dorian Kappa!
Cheek will slapper.
They're enriching their lives.
It's exciting, glamorous.
But at what price?
This isn't legal, is it?
A Birds of a Feather special, tonight at 9:25 on BBC One.
A musical rendition of an H.G. Wells classic now on BBC One, stepping back in time to spend half a sixpence.